ist er. Andrew. Guten Morgen, komm rein.
Guten Morgen.
Ich lass mal eben das Fahrrad noch hoch, das hat keiner gewonnen. Ja,
okay,
so.
Nimm Platz. Und nicht
das ist übrigens Carola Schneider, Andrew Eldritch.
Guten Morgen.
Okay. Ja, Andrew, jetzt nochmal kurz zur Erinnerung, Sisters of Mercy und so weiter. Hier nochmal kurz alles für euch.
Don't you never have the feeling or the need to sing a lighter song, a happy song, a joyous song?
I think all our songs are joyous.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I kind of made a trade. People get to buy the old embarrassing songs that I really don't want released, and I get a car. I've always wanted a car. This one.
Sisters gegen Nazis. Den könnt ihr übrigens bekommen, wenn ich...
Joke going for #1 these days.
Well, we don't like fascists, otherwise we'd think they're a very fine bunch of people.
And the real world is a sort of a cruel place, and you just have to live with that.
Are you going to tour in Europe, America?
No, I'm not going to tour anywhere. I'm going to be fair, and no one...
I'm going to tour around my bedroom for a while.
Don't you like...
Mission, and they actually were members of a group called Sisters of Mercy, weren't they? Or
some of them were. Some of them were the bad guys.
Yes, yes, and we have in the studio now 2 members of Sisters of Mercy.
The good
Patricia,
guys.
Yeah, the good guys.
It just sounds like the original version, but it's definitely got Ofrahaza on it.
Why did you decide on Ofrahaza?
I would quite like her to marry me, but I thought we'd better get to know each other first, so...
Two.
I have a really hard time coming to terms with the values that still prevail in the South.
But you want to be rich and famous like anyone else, though, don't you?
Not at anybody else's expense, which is where I differ from.
Well, that's good.
Vision thing being a reference to the lack of George Bush's vision thing. That doubt is dispelled by a lyric in the title track where you talk about the million points of light. Ah, Bush, Noriega. Can we get a close-up of this wondrous shirt?
It says on the back, a desperate choice for desperate times.
When we get back, I'll ask you about Eldritch Boulevard. But now, let's watch this Corrosion by Sisters of Mercy.
Yes, please.
Avenue. What is Eldritch Avenue?
Eldritch Boulevard. It's close to the planet Morrison.
Oh, I see. Because your last name is Eldritch. I want to point that out to the viewers.
Not Boulevard. Yes.
No.
The album Vision thing is probably as horrific and intense as pretty much anything, including classical music. When you're writing songs...
It's a very jolly record.
Oh, yeah, right. A barrel of laughs, right?
It is. Anyway.
Getting well, getting healthy. Sorting myself out with the industry. Just establishing a stronger power base, I think.
And were you...
writing better songs.
That's always what we want to hear. Were you...
That's the problem. So we'll see. If the record goes great, we'll be here. If it doesn't, we'll fly over America on the way to somewhere else. It's sad, but that's the way it is. I've got 3 trucks, I've got 3 buses, I've got 30 people in my crew. I've got to pay them. I can't come here and lose money I don't have.
Well, it's the complicated dialogue going on in the song between the female voice and the male voice. Not because they're female or male, I don't regard that as particularly important, but...
Well, crowds loved it, fans loved it, there was no trouble at all. The record company hated it, unfortunately, and...
But you're sort of affecting a very interesting fashion choice by wearing 2 pairs of pants. Why?
Well, the flies aren't done up on the bottom pair. They don't do up.
Right.
I'd have been arrested on the way here if I'd just worn the bottom pair.
Uh-huh.
Similarly, if I'd just worn the top pair.
Yes, so 2 together. It looks good.
Yeah, on Eldritch Boulevard, 1 pair of trousers is a criminal offence.
Absence of hope, like I thought I heard in some of your songs?
No, it's all about being very constructive, is this?
Yes, it's realistic. What kind of constructiveness?
Well, it's a grim world. Even in Belgium, it's a grim world.
Yeah.
So we feel it necessary to point that out and use that as a basis for everything else.
What's the story behind that one? It seems almost painful.
I don't find it painful. It's about vindictiveness. It's about pain, but in a joyful kind of way. It's about the returning of it, I suppose. It's about retribution. It's just about coming to terms with the fact that one is great and everybody else isn't. It's about coming to terms with disappointment in the most positive way imaginable, I think.
Okay.
We're so positive.
Also making an appearance in that video the Sisters of Mercy's newest member, Tony James of Zig Zig Sputnik. I want to ask you just why you hooked up with him in the second 60 of 120 minutes.
I'd like to say it was because we write great songs and we're really intelligent, and not because we wear a lot of leather and stuff. But I don't know. I guess it's different people look at us for different things.
Also in your new lineup, Andreas Brun.
Very good.
Thank you.
Doing Sisters of Mercy. If you know, when you were a kid, did you always know you'd be in music, or did you think someday
No,
you'd be
I got banned from music classes at a very early age because I can't actually sing. Well, that's what they told me.
Well, yeah, I was going to say,
Music just reflects the world as it is. No, I do take that very seriously. But although we make records for a hard world, we make records for a hard world that you can get by in, and that you can have fun in, and that you can get off on. And really, that's what the records are about. One, it's a damn hard world. Secondly, you can get by, and it ain't so bad.
Right now, we're going to see Offerhase, Imnina Lou, and that is for Andrew.
They got dropped by Elektra, incidentally.
Really?
That's strange, yes. The only band I really, really like, and my record company drops them.
It's produced by Jim Steinman, who also
He did a
worked...
track and a half.
Yes, This Corrosion, didn't he? He did Meatloaf. What was it like working with him?
It was brilliant. He's really sweet, really articulate, really intelligent. One of the few people in this business that can really hold their own on Eldritch Boulevard. He was great to work with. He's a totally excessive little man.
I always imagined he somehow looked a bit like Meatloaf, but he doesn't.
He does. He looks like Meatloaf's older, more responsible brother.
You didn't get to meet Meatloaf at any point.
No. He's away trying to write some songs. Bless him.
All right. Well,
what are your views about Vanilla Ice and people like that?
I don't know the guy.
Well, the music
I gather he's white.
Yeah.
And extraordinarily successful.
Extraordinarily.
Unlike the black people who aren't quite so extraordinarily successful. Interesting. How America works.
And you said
white suit phase, Andrew. Does it get brought out often?
Yeah, not the white suit because I lost it. One of my bass players purloined it. The white suit.
Without commenting or without wishing to change it. And I've always tried to make records for the world as it is. That's why I maybe have a reputation as a pessimist or a cynic. I don't regard myself as either of those two things. I regard myself as a realist. I've always tried to make records that reflect the real world. It's tough, but that's not a dark point of view. That's just realistic. And I've always tried to write songs which show you how you can have fun in a tough world and how you can find that path through the minefield. You know?
Going to do a bit of gossip now about, I'm sure, one of your favorites here, George Michael. He's reported having a slight nervous breakdown of arrangements for his summer tour. Friends say George is so wound up about
That's easy for you
wound,
to say.
yes, easy for me to say. So wound up about it because he does not want to be a has-been. George, you're not a has-been. Anyway, this is George Michael and Father Figure. Thanks a lot.